We have 5 Christian spiritual books for you that you've got to read coming up in the new year. The new year is full of lots of new beginnings, and one of the things that lots of people do is that they want a new a fresh spiritual sort of awakening. Well, we got 5 books for you. I'm John Henderson with the Conservative Book Society, reviewing and recommending books from a conservative perspective. Let's get to it. Book number 1 is Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Man, this is an excellent book and a great introduction to the faith. He goes anywhere from moral law or natural law, talking about that, to what are some of the tenets of the Christian faith. It's an excellent read. Nobody takes complex issues and boils them down into very digestible understanding of those complex issues like C.S. Lewis can do. Number 2 on the list is The Reason for God by Tim Keller. Tim Keller passed away last year, but he left many excellent books that Christians benefit from. He ran a church called Redeemer Presbyterian Church in New York City, and so he confronted people who were pushing back on the Christian faith a good bit. And one of his excellent books is The Reason for God. And in it, he explains why believing in the Christian God is a very rational decision that people can make, and why that is, in fact, way more rational than not believing in God. But there's a lot of good foundational information in that book about the Christian faith. And number 3 is A Severe Mercy. Sheldon Vonnegut, maybe, wrote this book about he and his wife. It's just full of ups and downs and faith and love, and really it begins with a love story with the author and his wife, and then he runs into C.S. Lewis and has a story about C.S. Lewis and his wife. And it's just an excellent read. It's different than some of these others. It doesn't get into theology necessarily, but it does. It's a very faith-filled book and an excellent story full of ups and downs and triumphs of the Christian faith and the Christian heart. And number 4 on the list is Lee Strobel wrote a book called The Case for Christ. He's a lawyer, but he's also, I think, a journalist, but he approaches it from that perspective. And it's an excellent read for anybody who's on the fence. Anybody who's been going, I've been going to church, but I don't know if I buy all of this. Read this book, because he confronts all of those questions. Is there strong evidence for Jesus? Are the Gospels reliable sources? All of that, the foundational questions, really logical questions. He addresses all of those in this book and builds a case for Jesus Christ, just like a lawyer would in a courtroom, and he puts the evidence piece by piece by piece and makes a very compelling case. And number 5 on our list is Confronting Christianity by Rebecca McLaughlin. And she wrote this book a couple years ago, maybe last year, and she asked a series of questions in this book, but they are very challenging questions. They are questions that non-believers and believers ask, churchgoers, non-churchgoers ask, all over the map. But her book and her explanations for these things are very essential for understanding. So if you are a Christian and you want to be having conversations with people who are non-Christians, this book is a great resource for you. And if you are a non-Christian and you're wondering about the Christian faith and you have problems with some issues that you think evangelicals or Christians or Catholics or whatever, they present in the world, and you're having trouble with some social issues about the church, read this book. All right, those are 5 books that you have got to read to reinvigorate your spiritual life, your Christian life, leading into the new year. I'm John Henderson with the Conservative Book Society. Thanks for watching.